Hello everybody, my name is Aceface. Welcome back to the T0 T6 Abyss series. Here's more of a type of episode where I want to do a bit of a summation of what we've done so far. So far we're at T4 Abyss, and so far we'll be just grinding our way in T4 Abyss to get to T5 Abyss. I've made quite a bit of progression in loot. I've accumulated it and put it together, and I just wanted to sell it all with you guys at the same time, so you can see what we've got so far. It's not actually like crazy amounts, it's 268 million, so there's still a long way to go for T5, because the current fit I've got is this Zealot here, this T5 T4 single rep. Yeah, this is one we've got right here, and it's worth 523 million, and then the upgraded version will then be this T5 fit right here, which is going to be 1.9 billion, so quite a bit more. It's got an upgraded armor repair, multi-spectrum, and then I think the multi-spectrum here is the same, and the upgraded afterburner as well. And then it's got also some pretty expensive implants over here, so it is quite a bit. It's quite an expensive fit. It's quite an expensive fit. We're working our way towards this 21 million ISK right here, but we've got a lot of loot to sell. This is so far the T4 runs we've been doing for quite a while. I'm going to sell all of them, all of the loot right here, because I haven't sold any of these. So we'll sell this. See what we actually get. 251 million ISK. A little bit ripped off. It says 268 million right there. Then we've got some blueprints as well. We can see what the value is of this blueprints. 4 million. We can just sell it for 4 million public. RSC 4 million. And then this one too. I think this is also similar price. 5 million in fact. Okay, we'll do that. Great contract. And then 5 million. So we've got some cash right here. It's not a whole lot. It's a big way towards T5. And it's a bit unfortunate because this grind feels extremely long. It's a really long grind to get to T5. A lot bigger than it was for me to get to T3. I thought T3 was going to be the biggest jump, but I feel like this to T5 is going to be the biggest jump, to be honest, because when we get to T5, the fit difference between that and the T6 one is not a whole, like, it is a few billion extra required, but the thing is also there is the T5 is so great. The issue is T4 filaments, at least the electrical ones that I'm doing, are very expensive. Raging electrical filament right here, and this makes me feel like it might have been a bad choice that we go with the Zealot for the high tier Abyss. And I am going to use the Zealot to get us the whole way there, because I mean that's what we've invested all our skills into. We can't really like just change it now. It's going to be just inefficient to do that. But I feel like when you take into consideration the price of these filaments right here, it is not that efficient, because 7.9 million every single time we have to go in is quite a big hit to our wallet every single time we want to just enter a site. And sometimes we've even ended out with negative ISK, and that's not been a good time right there. I wish that there was a filament that we would have done, such as the Firestorm ones, the Raging Firestorm. These are probably what we would have done. Probably I should have done like I initially wanted to do. I should have gone with like the hybrid T4 Firestorm Gila, which I'm very proficient at using. That probably would have been a good idea, but I decided against it because I was thinking that it would tie into more the skills we've got for the Punishers, right, or the Punisher and Retribution we've got right here. And it helped a lot. But now that I'm thinking in hindsight, it might have been a bit better idea that I switched it up to a more missile-based or drone-based ship, because that would have aided us a lot more in doing the high tiers a lot more smoothly. So if in hindsight, this is definitely going to work what we're doing right now. Just the thing is, the grind feels like it's taking such a long time. I think the grind would have been a lot less if we were to go with some form of Gila or some missile-based ship right here, because then we could do, for example, the Firestorms here, T4s. The Zealot is also a fit which I think that could perhaps do T4 Firestorms if we were to upgrade this. So that's also something I'm just considering, is that maybe if we could somehow upgrade this ship here. So we got 500 million right now, and then we're doing T4 electrics. Now, the difference is that electrics give, the capacitor bonus. It enables us to have power all our modules a lot more efficiently. So the downside is that in the Firestorm, we're going to have a lot worse capacitor. Because of that, it means we need to upgrade the capacitor on the ship. But the thing is, we've got all our slots are filled with modules. So that means we're going to have to remove some tank modules and put extra capacitor modules. Because of that, we're going to have less tank modules, and that means the remaining tank modules we have will have to be more expensive. So what I'm thinking is we could perhaps upgrade some of our tank modules and then replace some of the current tank modules with capacitor modules, then we have a stable capacitor in the T4 Firestorm. Because we can do T4 Firestorm, it's not a dumb idea to do that in this kind of ship right here, because we are an armor-based ship. Zealot is an armor-based ship, so we'll be buffed in the Firestorm, having a big armor pool. Plus, we will also have a very good, or not very good, but a more optimal damage type, because here with Conflagration, half our damage is EM, but also half our damage is thermal, and thermal resist is reduced in the Firestorm. So that's what could be an idea right here, and it's something I've been thinking about. I've not come up with any concrete fits right now, but it is something I'm definitely considering. Something we could have, for example, is capacitor control circuit, medium capacitor control circuit. If we go with a nanobot accelerator, for example, we have 13 gigajoules right here, a lot less armor HP per second, but it is something that is still, it's not like, it's 15 extra HP. So if we were to then remove this and then put a capacitor control circuit, then what we have to do is basically upgrade these modules so that we can somehow get the required tank for the T4 base, and we're probably going to need a bit more tank. The reason being is that the T4 fire, or the Firestorm filaments, just reduce that thermal resist, and the thermal resist is very important in the Abyss in general, because there's a lot of very high damage enemies like Triglavians and Concord who do a lot of thermal damage. So that's why it is really important. Even though it's the same tier, it's still T4 Firestorm, it's still T4 Electric, like T4 is still the name of the game. But if we're going to go for T4 Firestorm, I try to lean towards a bit more tank or HP per second, or at least more thermal resist, because this is going to be really a big factor in our increased damage we're going to be taking in the Abyss. Something we could do to counteract that would be, for example, this Corpus B-type thermal armor hardener. So what I want to do here is just take a quick look into PIFA. You can see here what our tank is right now, because we know that the tank we've got right now for our ship is enough for the T4 filament, like T4 electric. So if we have a similar fit with a decent capacitor that has about the same amount of tank, maybe a tiny bit more, then we know that it'll be alright. And it will probably be quite a bit more expensive than the current one, but I think that it'll be a lot more profitable, because we'll skip this like 7 million ISK fee every time we have to jump in there. It's just going to be really tragic. So we could then grab the fit we've got right here. Let's see here, 449 HP per second. So this seems to be a decent amount of HP per second for the Firestorm or the T4 electric. So if we can somehow alter this, so remove the nanobot accelerator. Why I remove the nanobot accelerator is because the nanobot accelerator increases our armor repair cycle, and it increases then the amount of HP we get per second. Problem is that it makes it go faster, so then it will consume more capacitor. So we'll put capacitor, that's why I go for this instead of auxiliary nanopump, which just makes every single armor cycle repair more armor. So it's not altering a capacitor in any way. Okay, so we've got 359 now. Now we want to find a way to upgrade our tank so that we have enough tank to get through the Firestorms or just the filaments, 449 HP per second, without having to, or by upgrading our modules right here, because now we've got capacitor spare. So if we've got Corpus B or thermal armor hardener, if we go with Core X type, for example, that's something we could consider. Corpus X type maybe, Centus X type perhaps, 94 million. Okay, I don't think there was a big difference. Centus B type is what we had before, 81.5, but it could be good to have this because this is the Firestorm filament we're talking about right now. Medium armor or repairer. We go remove this. If we upgrade this to Corpum A type medium armor repair, that's a lot of ISK right there, but we do have a lot of HP. And then we go with Multispectrum energized membrane. And we go with perhaps Corpum C type. Not really there. Maybe two of these Corpum C types. 449 HP per second. So now we've got 900 million ISK fit. But we are able to probably run the T4 Firestorms with relative ease. Now, it will not be really easy. It will be difficult at times. We will have to take a lot of damage from Triglavians, for example. We need to be very careful for those kind of waves. But I think that we will perhaps, we will be able to get through them. We can actually check right here. We can put the fit we had before and check the specific tank and see how it differs from Triglavians compared to depending on filaments. So for example, we can go on projected, add abyssal weather, electrical storm 3, No, this is the Firestorm one, so we'll have Firestorm right here. So add Abyssal Weather, Plasma Firestorm 3. There we go. Okay. So the Omni tank is not that great, 885. Let's add it here. Abyssal Weather, Electrical Storm. So we've got more Omni tank in the electrical one right here. You can see here what we have. So let's say we take NPC Abyssal Triglavian, 434 HP per second. NPC Abyssal Triglavian, 638 HP per second. So our Triglavian damage is going to be really bad. Like, we're going to take so much damage from Triglavians here. A lot to do with the thermal resist being reduced. We can check with Concord, but it's going to be the same situation. Concord 532, NPC Abyssal Concord 397, even worse. One good thing is that the Sancha waves, they're going to be decent. So Sancha, actually it's not that good. I thought it was going to be better. 346 HP per second. And then we got here the Sancha here, 293. Okay, so it's still quite a bit more. 1 second, my wife's cat is here interfering with our abyss operations. Alright, so I'm back. I felt a paw at my foot, and I was thinking, okay, that must be the cat. I'm allergic to cats, so I always keep it outside my office. So the tank is quite a bit better for Sancha, but like not crazy amount better. But the big difference is the Triglavians. Triglavians is very different. Like, in terms of tank, oof. It's a lot to do with the resist. The resist is changing everything. Yeah, it's really the resist is changing a lot. I think that this might be enough to get through, but we could test this out. It just feels like, oh, you're spending 900 million, it's going to fit. It should definitely really kick the Abyss's butt, but it feels like this is borderline right here. It doesn't feel nice. I mean, Charybdis Tyrannos is not going to be too good, because we are going to, like, we're going to just get like brute force to death here, because 385 HP per second. Well, that nanobot accelerator really did make a big difference, actually. Right, our capacity is also worse, so we'll be neutered out even more. We could perhaps add some implants like high grade Asclepian, like a basic one. But then we're at like 1 billion ISK right here, and this hardly did anything, at just 5 HP per second. Something like that is a possibility right now. Something like that is a possibility. But these are things I'm considering right here, and I wanted to talk to you guys about this because it's a long way. And I would, to be honest, I would have liked to just inject a bunch of ISK into this account and just buy the T5 fit and just get on along with that. But I feel like I want to stay true to what I set out to be, just to document everything, the whole road to T6 Abyss. But it is very enticing when it takes quite a long time to get the ISK, because I mean 200 million, we need over 1 billion more ISK to get to the T5 fit. It is going to be one heck of a grind right there. But we'll make it eventually. Eventually, someday we'll make it. Here's our old Retribution right here that we used before. Still got it, still got it. But I am thinking, or at least considering, to do a separate Abyss series some other time with a bit more missile-based ships, because I'm learning new things along the way that I think might go a bit quicker and might be at least a bit more optimal in terms of a character who has a lot of skills and wants to minimize the amount of grind. So it depends. Like, you could also think of it when you're doing this kind of Abyss stuff. Maybe you're a guy who's got a lot of cash but low skills, then you just go for stuff that is really good for the amount of bling. But if you're someone who's not got a lot of time to play games, then you're going to be someone who's going to focusing on getting the skills rather than the grind, because then you're maybe not playing for like many weeks or something, then you come back, you're really good. You just want to be able to make the most out of your character to be able to do the Abyss by improving your skills. And there's certain fits I've got that are really good at doing Abyss for their price, like the T2 Rocket Hawk and the T4 Hybrid Gila and the Jackdaw I've got. They're really good at doing the high tier Abyss, so like T4s and T2s in the frigate. The thing is that they require a lot of skills. That would be good for us if we were to just leave our characters to train a lot of skills. But that's it. So potentially getting a T4 Firestorm Zealot, not 100% sure about it, but might, because it would just be a direct upgrade to our current one. And then also, it is a long way towards T6 Abyss or T5 Abyss, but we are making strides. We've got some ISK in the bank right here, but the filament price is really holding us back a lot. We would have earned a lot more, or had a lot more in our bank, if we had not have to spend all that on the filament and just had pure profit instead. So that's it for now. Hope you guys enjoyed a summary of the current state of the T0 to T6 Abyss series. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you enjoyed or learned something new, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later.